The Intercept has an amazing story on a war on journalism happening in Louisiana right now. They say, after a watchdog blog repeatedly linked him and other local officials to corruption and fraud, the Sheriff of Terrebone Parish in Louisiana on Tuesday sent 6 deputies to raid a police officer's home to seize computers and other electronic devices. Sheriff Jerry Larpenter's deputies submitted affidavits alleging criminal defamation against the anonymous author of the Expose That blog and obtained search warrants to seize evidence in the officer's house and from Facebook. Since it launched in late June, the blog accused various public officials and business owners of nepotism, tax evasion, polluting, and misuse of government funds. Okay, so I looked at the information laid out in the blog. The information is credible. The information is legit. The information is indeed not made up. And not only that, they source where they get a lot of their facts from. So there was one Mississippi newspaper, for example, that laid out this scheme involving dumping of, toxic waste and how there were backroom deals cut and there was corruption involved and there was nepotism involved. And they give all the specifics of it. So here's a guy who's blogging about how corrupt this sheriff is in Terrebone Parish, Louisiana, and he's sourcing everything he's saying. And they think that this blogger, again, is a police officer, a different police officer, I guess, within the same precinct. So they say, okay, let's crack down on this motherfucker. So they muck up fake warrants. They call their buddies, give me a warrant for this. The guy gives them a warrant because, again, it's their buddy. And then they crack down on it, take all his stuff. Now, by the way, this guy still maintains I'm not the guy. But look at what's happening here. What's happening here, this is a war on journalism. This is a war on free speech and free expression. Here you have a guy who's exposing corruption, sourcing things that are, that bring up many of the facts that he references, and they go and they shut him down. Now, let me ask you a question. If actual defamation was going on, which is illegal and should be illegal, so let me be clear about that, but if defamation was going on, why wouldn't this police officer find a way to make some phone calls and build a case against the other people who sourced the original facts? If you really have a case, you can get federal authorities involved. You can get, people from law enforcement from other states involved. If indeed, hey, this is, they're coming after me and this is defamation. None of this is true. Okay, we'll go after them. No, instead, you go after the low-hanging fruit. Well, this is the guy I know. This is the guy who's in my state, and he's sourcing other things about me that are bad. But, I'm technically this person's boss. I'm going to shut him down. Well, no, now you're clearly violating this person's constitutional rights, their First Amendment rights, their First Amendment's rights to free speech, free expression, and a free press. Yes, if you're running this blog and you're exposing corruption, that's part of a free press. So look at what's happening in this country, man. This is totally and utterly unacceptable. This is exactly what the founders had in mind when they put in there free speech, free expression, and a free press. If you are going after the powerful, if you're going after authority figures, you have a right to do that. You can do that. If you don't do that, then what makes us any better than any dictatorship or fascist country where the dear leader gets to dictate absolutely everything and they get to control the flow of information and the propaganda? Look, he can't get away with this. He can't get away with this. There should be charges brought against him from the federal government, because this is just a clear violation of constitutional rights. You can't allow this, and they should try to remedy this immediately. They should free this guy, they should give him his blog back, and we should get everything sorted out, because in the United States of America, this isn't something that's on the table. If you're part of the people who did the crackdown, you have no clue what America is about, and in fact, your actions are quite directly un-American.